Hello, and welcome to an action-packed, fun-filled day off in my life in Gozo. Spins look for the day. That is incredible. Hello. Starting with a super quick whirlwind speedboat ride all the way from Malta to the island of Gozo. And as soon as we got off our boat, we hopped into our Jeep from the dock and started the adventure with our awesome guide, Lewis, who was absolutely determined to create a pretty special and unique tour for us, of course, in return for a nice, handsome tip at the end. And already, we're early on in the tour, and the views of the island and the Blue Lagoon in the background are just absolutely stunning. Lewis then talks us through all of the beautiful parts of the island and all of the different areas that we're going to be visiting on our special tour.
Next to it, it's coming up to, in between, is the famous Blue Lagoon. Have you been there?
No.
That's the Blue Lagoon.
We then stop at some super random spot in the middle of the road where this guy feeds us this just random plant growing in the wall, which actually turns out to be capers of all things. And we even bump into a few chickens en route. Afterwards, we then head off to this super pretty beach on our first stop called Rambla Bay. I don't think I'm going to bother getting in. Huh? Are you going to go for a swim?
No. I think it's...
And yep, I agree with Finn here. It was definitely a little bit too cold for swimming, but nonetheless, the beach was still beautiful and it was still a really, really nice walk along the coast. After some time on the beach, we then head back to the Jeep, and Will, Finn and the rest of our group then head down to a pretty nice, cute lunch spot and grab a decent, not exceptional, but pretty good, 3-course pasta lunch at Fuego Bar and Restaurant. After lunch, we then head back to the Jeeps on Lewis's special tour and head off on our own without any of the other Jeeps to a beautiful cove spot called Xlendi. We head down to the cove, and if it was a little bit less windy and a little bit warmer, then I'm sure most of us would have dived down for a dip. But this is October after all, so it was a little bit chilly. It's then time to visit a few different gift shops on the island, and we visit this small little village, and Wilfin and I try every bit of cheese, wine and every other local delicacy that is going that we can sample and try out all these different things. After sampling many of these lovely local delicacies and checking out these perfectly designed gift shops for tourists, we then venture towards San Lorenzo and the inland sea in Gozo, where if the sea is low enough, you can actually apparently get a little rowing boat and go through the actual caves. Though, because there was a bit of a high tide and it was a little bit rough, there was no actual boat tour. However, we do interrupt this vlog to bring you a short interlude of Will attempting to use the DJI Pocket 2.
Mate, this is so creepy.
It's not creepy.
What's it trying to...
It's just trying to stay stabilized.
So if I do... It's like Wall-E talking to me.
Yeah.
Hello.
And after Will finishing playing with the Pocket 2 and having a great time there, we then take a look at this crazy diving spot called the Blue Hole. And here's actually some footage of what the hole looks like when there's no kind of like mad waves or swell as it was when we were there.
You see this? This is where all the divers go down. It's 50
never
meters.
come back.
50 meters,
50 meters
deep.
really?
That's the window. Look where it used to be.
We then venture back on the road and pass a little bit of a quad bike calamity and head towards a quarry.
This is where they shot Gladiator.
Then we visit a super fancy Citadel in Gozo, and apparently, fun fact, Malta has 365 churches, one for every single day of the year, and Gozo has 52, which is one for every single week of the year. Just mad. But the architecture and design of these buildings is also exquisite, specifically because they built these buildings like hundreds and hundreds of years ago without any kind of like fancy cranes or modern machinery. Where's the nearest Starbucks, Will?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind Starbucks.
You a long way from Starbucks, homie.
After visiting the Citadel, we then head up to the Gozo Cathedral in Cathedral Square and walk up to the highest point overlooking the whole of Gozo. What a view. We then take a look inside the building and there's a little baby getting baptized. And after that wonderful greeting from Finn, we head down back through the dark tunnels towards the Jeep and actually say bye to Lewis and head back on the speedboat, this time taking a little detour to pass the super famous Blue Lagoon, which we can see from the boat and looks exactly like this. And to ensure we're not late for the final activity of the day, the captain puts his hand flat on the accelerator or foot flat on the floor to ensure we can get there on time. And Will and I head to a stable where I actually meet my horse for the evening called Guinness. Yep, my horse was named after the famous Irish alcoholic beverage, which gave me some high hopes and questionable characteristics about the horse that I was going to be riding for the evening. Will and I have a lovely sunset horse ride along the Maltese coastline, and apart from Will and I almost getting ejected from our horses, as his horse took a shine to mine, so he had to stay ahead of me. Apart from that, it was a pretty meditative and reflective experience for me, taking me back to my childhood days where I actually used to do horse riding as a kid back in the day, and allowed me to reflect on a really lovely end to the Malta digital nomad trip, and just a really great way to end this video. So thank you so much for watching this one. Check out this playlist here for more digital nomad and Malta content. There's lots more to come. Have an awesome rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching.